Hey guys, welcome back. I ran out of daylight yesterday, plus I had some errands I gotta run, so I couldn't get the car done. But today I should be able to get it done, hopefully. Alright, I'm gonna take the rotor out of the box. I'm gonna use brake cleaner and clean off all the excess oil that's been on there. Prep it, then I should be able to put it on the car once it's all nice and clean. Okay, I put the new rotor in, put the screws on there to hold it tight, so that's good. Next step here that I'm going to do is push this piston back in, that way when I put the new pads on, the caliper will fit on there without any issues. Pretty much all I did was I used a C-clamp and I used a old pad, lay it against inside the caliper, use it as a plate to push the piston back in there. So that's pretty much it. Alright, I just got the piston pushed back in there. You see it's now nice and flush against the back inside the caliper, so that's all that you do. You just gotta be careful, make sure all the rubber inside there goes back in there nice and flush. Okay, I got the caliper bracket back on there. It's torqued down. I just go based off what the torque spec says on my RSX. Honda's should all be about the same, so I torqued it down to 80-90 pounds. Next step here is to put the brake pads in, put the caliper back on, tie in these two bolts. They're torqued down to, like I said, I reference off my RSX, so it's about 24-25 foot-pounds. Once that's torqued down, that should be pretty much it for rotors and pads in the fronts, and then just gotta do the same thing on the other side.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your hard-earned temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. Baby, you can count on me now.
Alright, all that I just did was put some grease that came with the kit. Just grease any contact points, that way you don't have any squeaking noise, any of that sort. So that's all that I did.
The hardest, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your hard-earned temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. I'll be your inspiration.
Alright, there we go. Nice and torqued down. Everything looks good. So that should be all set. And that's how you do front brakes on most Hondas, Acros. Alright guys, just got the front sides done. This is the driver's side. Looks pretty good on there. Here's the passenger side. What I still have left to do is the rear pads. And as you can see, I mock up the wheel spacers on there. So can't wait to see how that looks like. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the back side, the rear. It's got a plate here that's blocking this top bolt. So I gotta take the plate off and just PB blast it. That way I could take off this nut. And there's another nut back there, right where this middle, right where my finger is. Once I get that, I can take this cover off. I should have access to top bolt, bottom bolt, and then the caliper should pop right off. Okay, I took off the bracket. It's down there. So now you can go ahead and take off the top bolt and the bottom bolt, and the caliper should fall off.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just
Alright, got the two nuts off, but I forgot that for the rear brake you gotta disconnect the brake line. That way it gives you a little bit of room to pull the caliper out, so I gotta do that. Okay, I was able to take out the brake line bracket that was holding it in. Once that bracket was taken off, I got enough slack that I was able to pull out the caliper. So what's next here would be take out the old pads, put the new pads in, and kind of the same process with the front, push in the piston, but as with the rear, it's a little bit different. You gotta get a special caliper tool to push this thing back in, and they have it. You can rent those at any auto parts stores. I got mine at AutoZone. So once I'm done with it, I can go back and return it and get basically get my money back. So here's the kit. This is the kit I got at AutoZone. Part number.
Daddy, will you piss with?
And here's my son
What are you doing?
fixing cars. Here's what it looks like on the inside. It's got a whole bunch of discs. You just find your correct side,
Daddy, but I need to go home.
and then
Mommy's doing.
same process as the front. Just push it back in there.
Daddy, you better go away.
Alright, got everything back on. Got the cover back on as well. It's all bolted up and torqued down. Again, I torqued these down to about 24, 25 pounds. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do the same thing on the other side and should be all good with all the brakes.
so I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own.
All right, got the car all done. Here's all it looks like. Definitely looks a lot better. This is my track setup with the RSX wheels on there. It's got the Potenza RE71. Sorry, the rims are kind of dirty. I haven't had time to wash it, but that's all the back looks like. It's poking out more now. Same on this side. Way better than before. It looks from on top. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Wraps up the whole installation of or track prep for ITR Expo. Next thing here that I gotta do is just take it out for a drive. Make sure the brakes work good. There's no air. Then it should be all set for track.